everyone, I'm Liu, and I'm sharing here is my research topic. Research on DNA evolution trait of automobile brains based on analysis of modeling feature, taking the GAC brain as an example. The authors are Liu, Li Xu, and Zhang Runmei. The first is a brief introduction of the research. Regarding to the brain, we know that it is often an indirect expression of the company's goals and core values. The perception of a brain can explain the image of a company in the minds of consumers. And the style information of the visual identity represented by the company's product styling characteristics is the embodiment of the brand goals and the brand characteristics. We can often see a certain car, so we can easily guess what brand it is. This is the brand impression formed by the car's styling characteristics. Therefore, in the field of automobile brands, customers have formed the brand impression with styling characteristics as an important method for selection and identifying brands. In this research, we analyzed the method of construction and extraction the model of automobile brand styling. Taking the GAC brand as an example, we found out the roles of the brand's family design and provide a theoretical basis for the inheritance and evolutions of the automobile brand. Then, the part about the research background. First of all, the automobile styling design is a difficult, high emotional, and knowledge-intensive design field. It relies on complex production processes and technologies. Therefore, the car's modeling language contains rich emotional information, which is a challenging design research. And the connotation and the extension of automobile product styling will show characteristics which carry the unique styling style, design concept, and the evolution history of the brand. So, in the analysis of the styling characteristics of automobile products, we found that this is the process of shutting out and digging out the brand itself. It is also a process of deconstruction and restructuring of the brand. Then this research selects the GAC automobile brand as an example, analyzes the evolution of passenger cars in different periods in styling and thematic characteristics, find out the design characteristics of the GAC brand family, and builds its grand styling system. About the literature review, firstly is the concept of the brand DNA. This concept originated from the concept of DNA in biology. It carries the core value concept of the brand and contains all the characteristics, styles, service commitments, parameters, standards, etc. of the company's products. These comprehensive factors have been passed down from generations to generations. In the products of previous generations, they have a certain degree of sustainability, and they will also change a certain extent in each generation. The DNA of a brain is the core element of the brain's participation in market competition, and it is also the basis for consumers to distinguish brand recognitions. And about the car styling features, it is the genetic part of the brand DNA related to the visual styling form, the smallest unit structures that produces a unique visual perception, and it is an important element for the information of brand personality and brand differentiation. Specifically, the styling features focus more on description and overall grasp of overall style of the car. Through the processing and characterization of the shape, details, and styling elements of the car, the structure analysis of the car styling is carried out to establish the styling role of the car brand and to guide the innovation design of cars. The construction of the automobile styling model is meant to explore the continuity and family characteristics of the existing product line. In 2013, the scholar Zhang mentioned in the article that the overall car modeling features can be decomposed into three main feature elements: proportion, space, and posture. The elements are expressed in parameters. And the calibration method used by scholar Zhang that the main steps are to extract and parameterize the car outline and main features line first, and then perform semantics analysis. These studies provide good support and reference for our research method. Research method and construction of quantitative models about automobile styling characteristics. Combining the characteristics of the research, this research uses a combination of qualitative research and quantitative research to construct a quantitative model of automobile styling through case studies, taking GAC cars as an example, including 4 stages of brand products: feature extraction, parameterization, and semantic analysis. The selection of the brand products and the feature extraction is the first phase. After completing the qualitative extraction of features in the first phase, the feature parameters are extracted through a qualitative research method, and the parameters are analyzed and considered, and the modeling semantics of the brand's products are summarized. In the second phase of the qualitative data collection, we take the front profile of the car as an example for parameters and text calibration. The side profile S is controlled by several key dimensions, and the angle relationship determined together constitute the description of features. The expression is like this. If the angle alpha is large, the center of gravity of virtual shift backgrounds, and the sense of movement is strong. If the beta is large, it is an defensive form, which can effectively reduce wind resistance and has a strong business atmosphere. The head of the front of the vehicle is about 1/2 of the vehicle height L1, and the wheelbase L2 is longer, and the vehicle looks flat, so the car style is towards business style. So far, we can be concluded that adjectives with a higher frequency of occurrence are used as iconic thematic words, such as flat, sports, business, etc., forming the characteristic thematic calibration of the front face and the body curve of this car. Brain development history and the selection of research objects. ICUIA Automobile Group was established in May 1997. It is a comprehensive automobile enterprise group that combines advanced energy-saving vehicles, new energy vehicles, and intelligent network vehicles. In 2003, GAC Motors designed to broaden its business description and begin to enter the passenger car market. As shown in Figure 2, the main development history of GAC passenger cars can be divided into 1 era, 2 era, and 3 era. Based on the review and a summary of the development of GAC passenger cars, this research has selected 8 products that are of great significance to the development of GAC, namely Tongyue, Heyue, and Bingyue in 1 era, and S2, S4, S7 in the 2 era, and A5 and X7 in 3, as shown in the right circle in the picture, and then perform characteristic analysis on their modeling characteristics to find the overall development law of their brain DNA. After determining the research framework and research method, based on the selected samples, started to calibrate and analyze the GAC car styling. First, in the frontal modeling calibration analysis, the modeling line of the car's headlights, from the air intake grille, fog lights, and the lower air intake grille are extracted. As shown in the Figure 3, extracted and named respectively L1, L2, L3, and L4, which together form the change of the front profile features. From the features extraction results, it can be seen that from the 2 actual, the Aquarius family style front face design has been appeared. As shown in the Figure 4, The overall design compatibility of the GAC cars has been significantly improved. The front face is consistently evolves, and the brand recognition is getting higher and higher. Next, in the calibration and description of side modeling features, the front angle, the inclination angle of the A pillar, and the radius of the front of the head of the car are important features that describe the shape of the car. At the same time, the extraction of the waistline is also an important feature line describing the shape of the car. And the side calibration is shown in figure 5. The figure extraction results of the 8 cars from the first generation to the third generation shows that the sport style of GAC cars is becoming more and more obvious, and the target population is getting younger and younger. The front angle has changed from the obtuse angle in the 1 era to the acute angle of 3H, and gradually changed from defensive posture to offensive. In the tail shape, the main feature lines are the tail lines of the car and the chrome plane connected to the tail lines, as shown in the figure 6. In the 1 era, the rear of the car did not show obvious inherited styling characteristics, and the distribution of various styling elements was also relatively scattered. In the 2 era, the embryonic form of the throw-type tail line began to appear from S2, and from S4, the chrome plate was used to pair the left and right side. The 2 tail lines are connected to make the tail have an integrated effort. Starting from the first product A5 in the 3H, the throw-type tail line design was officially adopted, forming a family-style tail line shape. After completing the qualitative analysis, we began to parameterize the car's modeling features. Based on the analysis of the overall calibration of the car, this article further marks the specific structure parameters of each car and carry out the ones of the overall styling characteristics of the car. Due to the numerous and complex automobile modeling data, all of them are listed with huge amount of engineering, and it is inconvenient to compare and analyze the modeling. Therefore, the side of the automobile is selected as the research object to carry out parameters calibration of the automobile. The styling characteristics of the vehicle are mainly calibrated from 2 aspects: the vehicle situation and the body data. Comprehensive comparative analysis. After the development of the 1 and 2 eras, GAC has become the 3 era, the trend of the A angle becoming larger and the front angle of the car smaller, making the styling design gradually move closer to the direction of sports and comfort. Through the qualitative and quantitative analysis of the 3 generations of GAC automobile products, we can summarize the development history of the GAC automobile like this: from confusing to clarity, from the conservation to determinate, and from single to multiply. Finally, the conclusion of this research. We know that brand building is destined to be a difficult but meaningful progress. In the progress of exploring brand journeys and brand culture, it is possible to re-examine the brand itself. In this study, through the analysis of the styling characteristics of the important models of the 3 stages of GAC automobile development, the formation of the brand DNA, and the overall development lore of the brand during the 12 years were explored, and it also provided some clues for the next step of automobile development. Of course, a series of research methods used in this research, such as feature calibration, thematic description, and parameterized calibration, also provide methodological basis for standard modeling feature research, and provide reference for the research of domestic automobile brand styling. All of the above is the main content discipline of this research topic. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or interest, please feel free to connect me via this email. Thanks.